Well, today we are looking at some pretty good conditions to start things off. Not too much fog out there. There was a chance for us to see some fog developing, but we just haven't seen our temperatures falling down for that to happen. A lot of us still around 70 degrees even this early, which is going to lead to much warmer conditions during the later half of the day. This is going to be a live look at everywhere through the Wilson Bryant Heating and Air Skycast network, and many of us are going to see tons of clouds as well. That's another big thing I want to point out to you today, is that unlike yesterday, we saw lots of sunshine and high temperatures in the 80s. We are going to be looking at plenty of clouds out there and still high temperatures in the 80s. That is not going to be changing very much at all, but eventually we will see some rain chances moving in later that I'll talk about in just a minute. First though, let's go ahead and talk about these temperatures just a little bit more, because as you know, we're usually not this warm. It feels much more like a summer day out there compared to a day in mid-spring. We're typically around 81 degrees. Now we're seeing 88, even 89 across the area. Even a few spots managed to hit 90 yesterday, which was a real big change there. Now last month we were about standard when it came to that rainfall, but overall still very far behind. We will see our next good chance of rain moving in on Friday early in the morning. We're not going to be seeing any kind of heavy rain early on or any kind of thunderstorms, but later that afternoon we could potentially see a couple thunderstorms in areas of heavy rain popping up, but whenever it comes to the severe weather chances, this system's really going to die down before it reaches us here in Georgia. The only spots expecting any kind of severe weather on that day is going to be around the D.C. area into central Virginia and also south of Dallas, north of Houston, over towards the Rio Grande River. Outside of that, I don't think we're going to be looking at widespread severe weather, but a couple thunderstorms could be popping on up. Now, one thing we could be watching out for on that day is going to be the heavy rain. So if you're going to be out and about in between Friday and Sunday, I do think during that time, we're mostly going to see in between about half an inch and a full inch of rain out there, with the majority of that moving in during the last half of the day on Friday. So if you look at a spot like Forsyth, Thomaston, Monticello, these areas are projected to see just a tad bit more, mainly because that's where the model is seeing maybe a couple thunderstorms popping on up. But I can easily see this purple area affecting a place like McIntyre or Sandersville during the last part of the day on Friday instead. So it's still kind of unclear where exactly the heaviest rain is going to be. Just be prepared for that on Friday afternoon and the early part of Saturday. Outside of that, we could see some smaller rain chances on both Saturday and Sunday before we clear up to start off next week. Once again, plenty of sunshine for both Monday and Tuesday. We're also going to see a little bit of clouds building back up, similar to what we had this week, next Wednesday and Thursday. And now it's going to be a quick look at your fish and game forecast brought to you by Harrison's Body Shop. The best time for this afternoon to get outside is going to be around 12:20.